Christian for CoachPop.com, and this is Ekon the Cyborg that we're playing today. Ekon the Cyborg is a twin-stick shooter on the iPhone here that doesn't quite fill up an iPhone 5 screen. It's for, the game's not out yet, but the iPhone 5 has been out for a while, so it should really fill up a screen. But still, it is. So I'll quit out of a game that I had there before. Ooh, dear. I'm going to hype loads of XP here. It is a twin-stick shooter with the free-to-play elements that you may expect. Not too bad with its free-to-play. There's ads in here you can get rid of. And there's also upgrades you can get from the shop, and I've been earning currency at a crazily slow rate, so I think if you really want these fancy new weapons, you are going to have to splurge a little bit of cash, but you can enjoy the game on its own. So yeah, it's a twin stick shooter that's kind of, it looks kind of very angular. The developers, apparently the PR, the blurb that I got with this game said that it looked to early PS1 games as inspiration, which is probably a real indication that I'm getting really old. That that there's a kind of nostalgia and love for early PS1 games. I think it's the only time that I've heard like early 3D be treated with some reference, but it's fairly interesting, I guess. What you see is what you get, really. Everybody attacks you, you run away from them, you shoot with two virtual sticks. That's it. The enemies are purple. You run away from them. You shoot them a bit. You've got a secondary weapon in a slot down the bottom next to the right stick there. So I've got it set up right now to be a sort of auto-firing drone, which is nice. You can unlock extra upgrades as you level up, so you can see the XP progress there in the top left, and how long I've got to endure before the level finishes next to the flag there at the top. And already running out of things to say about the game, really. We're only a couple of minutes in. It's not terrible, but oh dear, my thumb slipped off the virtual stick there, and I was boned. It's not really awful. It's not, that's mean. It's not awful at all. I suppose in terms of what it's actually doing, it isn't bad in any way. But the thing is with twin stick shooters, with this genre, you mentioned this genre, and like my mind instantly leaps to the granddaddy of them all in Eugene Jarvis's Robotron, right? And then, if you're more modern-minded, then you think about something like Geometry Wars and things like that. And the thing with those games is that they were incredibly reliant on speed and freneticism, and this game doesn't really have that. Everybody moves quite slowly. It's not especially difficult, except for when your thumb flies off the sticks, and you just kind of tread at this same fairly slow, stodgy pace, not really worrying about much. There's a little bit of circle strafing that has to be done, but yeah, it's not really exciting and zippy as you kind of want from a game of this type. Just not much happens. Occasionally there'll be an event where you'll have to track down some people to rescue. I think probably it will pop up at some point with an event like that, or you'll have to take out a certain type of enemy. every now and then there'll be a boss level where you just sort of circle strafe for a bigger enemy than the ones we're fighting right now. But not much really happens. All the levels kind of look the same. This is the what was it? What did it say at the top? 6th, 7th stage here. Every single map so far has looked exactly the same. I'm not exactly sure whether the layout is different because it looks so homogeneous each time that I just don't know. There really isn't that much to it, and even sort of other free-to-play twin-stick shooters, things like Gun Brothers, which was popular for a while, like a few years back, that had kind of social mechanics to it, and you were sending bots to people, so there was sort of asynchronous co-op going on. There's nothing anywhere near that ambitious here. It's just this twin stick shooting, and then once you're done with this, I leveled up here and get a perk. Let's see. Boost movement speed, so we can kind of, it's not that much faster though. You do this for a while and then you do some more of it, and but at least you kind of think, oh well, at least I can play this while I listen to podcasts or something. I'm going to listen to my favourite, the most current episode of the Kaiju podcast here.
For fuck's sake.
And I'll jump into that. What? Oh, that can't be the case. That can't be the case, can it? I mean, like, only the most irritating of iPhone developers force you to listen to the in-game music that they made and won't let you replace it with your own iTunes audio or podcast or anything. It must be, I know, if I turn off the sound and the music here, sometimes that's the trick. Yeah, there you go. There we go. And I could go back and listen to my favourite podcast.
Can you hear Dave, Chris? Can you hear Dave?
Yeah, just about. Yeah.
Alright.
What? Oh, what the? Was it maybe? What?